Hey, Penguin, how's it going? For some reason, I can't record this, which is really sad. Nothing like doing nothing on a Sunday, that's for sure. Thanks for joining. Lately, I've been struggling with, for some reason, my recording software just kind of like doesn't want to record halfway through, which is very frustrating. So let's hope we're recording now. Anyway, so at least we can have a speed build of this. But thanks for joining. We are going to try building a penguin habitat. Or not a penguin, oh my goodness, a koala habitat. It's like the faux pas of all faux pas. Very true. Could add like a little backstage, which we'll probably do. It's a great idea, actually. Thank you. Tropical temperate. You know what? I had a photo that I was basing this entirely off of, and I thought it was kind of interfering with my recording, so I closed it down. But it's meant to go more airy, which I guess is like not a real word to use describing this. But the idea behind it is that I want it to be very like open concept, in the sense that like a few trees for them to climb on, maybe some. I'm gonna replace some of the walls right here. We're gonna put some murals up, so kind of give it the idea that we're still off in the bush, I guess would be the best way of saying it. I'm not very Australian, as you can tell by the accent, so doesn't really quite work in that sense. But that is the concept. But as is with everything, it's all about making it actually come to life. That's going to be the struggle, I think. Yeah, so it's very similar. I'm kind of trying to go with like something like this from a theme perspective. Like I really like this as as kind of like an entrance plaza to the area. So if we can kind of take this and then put it into our habitat, that would be pretty awesome. It is the hope. Whether or not it actually happens is, as always, up in the air. But you know what? I've learned from all my time playing that maybe one of the first things you should do is probably place down enrichment items, because I always tend to kind of mess this up in some way. What are we dealing with? The other thing is it's on franchise mode, so I don't really necessarily have everything. Hey, Knight. Yeah, it is a downside, but you know what? It's not quite 100% realistic, which I guess is like okay. It doesn't have to always be realistic. Well, now that I'm not technically recording anymore, might as well just pull this up. I actually, now that I think about it, going off on a tangent now, I'm pretty positive that it's actually going to be Pinterest that keeps on messing me up from my recording. Night owl during the day. Well, I appreciate you coming to hang out. The banes of existence in PC. That it is. I am worried. I'm worried that this is going to be a bit more than maybe perhaps I can chew. Turn the music down. Yeah, hang on. I can do that. Is that better? Yeah, you know what? I don't really know why I want to do an Australian house. It could have been anything, really. It might subconsciously be like just the need to do an Australian house. It is going to be... I've always wanted to make a smaller habitat too, so it might be a little bit of a smaller habitat than what we're used to working with. But I think maybe we can pull it off. Who knows? This actually might come together really well, and like so well, in fact, that we're not really going to spend a whole lot of time on it. It's entirely possible. Hey, Liz, how's it going? This is a habitat on Pinterest. I want to say it's actually in Australia. I think it's actually from Australia. Hang on, let me tell you. Sydney Zoo. It's not going to be entirely based on Sydney Zoo. I think I'm just utilizing it a lot more for like inspiration for the overall build. I like the way it looks, which is kind of like very deserty-ish. I feel like the sand might be a little too much though. We're probably going to have to mess around with it just a little bit. So now that we have a group of people going on this live stream, how's everybody's Sundays going? Nice. Right on. I just got back from a walk myself. Borderline asleep. Sounds like everybody's having a nice, relaxing Sunday. In most cases, I don't know if maybe getting bit by some possums is a relaxing thing, but they are babies, so like you have that going for you. Maybe I need to update my music in the background. I feel like I'm kind of getting bored of this one. At least you have the gloves on. You know, it took me 600 hours to realize there was a foliage type in the filters. Oh, thank you. I'm really happy with how the roof is kind of coming together. Yeah, Alfred, teach us more about what you do with your wildlife rehab. I would love to hear more. You know, surprisingly, I don't know much about possums either. I definitely know that they have many babies all at once, and they tend to travel around with them. They kind of latch onto their backs or their stomachs. I can't remember what it is. But I feel like that's more like what you learn from media and stuff like that, not necessarily the legit truth. Yeah, yeah, no, it's they are considered. I want to say that they're considered rodents, but maybe Alfred can maybe teach us a little bit more. All right, hang on. Let me take a look at this. Oh, this looks really cool. And I think it is doable. Too bad these aren't colorable, though. You know, I actually don't know. In Canada, I don't see a whole lot of possums, to be honest. We have raccoons. Raccoons are our biggest pest in Canada, or in Ontario anyway, as far as I can remember. Oh, okay, good to know. See, I don't know this. Share more. That's a really cool climbing structure. Thank you, Penguin. I'm gonna definitely we'll try to do it justice. You know what? I actually thought all possums could hang from their tails, including adults. Hey, Bacon. Welcome to the stream as we blunder through this habitat. Okay. Yeah, so at Toronto Zoo, which is the closest zoo to me, we have a ton of we have raccoons as well, but I find it interesting because like I'm pretty sure the raccoons are just like raccoons that just wander around the zoo and then they've made their way into like particular habitats and stuff like that. It's actually pretty funny. I also find it really funny that there is like a North American section in our zoo, considering it's North America. I think the best story I have from like a wildlife story. So I went walking. I was visiting Banff a few months ago, and we were walking, and I was with my brother-in-law and my wife, and we were going through the forest on this nature trail. Truly amazing nature trail, and there was not a lot of people there. And part of the reason why is because it was like their off season. As we were walking, we heard what sounded like a roar. And we had forgotten our bear spray, which is like normally a thing that you need to have when you go walking. They recommend you always walk around with bear spray. So we forgot our bear spray, and we thought we heard a bear. And I think it was like it was a pretty wild realization that I was like, oh, I was like, this is it. Turns out it was a woodpecker. And then in terms of like wildlife that live near me, we have a lot of bunnies. Every time I go out at night, I see a bunny like hanging around. Yeah, it was a friggin' woodpecker. That's what scared the bejesus out of us. so easily mistaken. Moose are incredibly territorial, especially during like calving season and stuff like that, which is when they often charge the most. It's because they're trying to protect their young, and it's pretty. They are pretty terrifying because they're so like when you think of a moose or when you think of a bear, you think like bear in Canada is like the top predator, but no, it's like I've seen bears run from moose before. Like they're that willing to not mess with them, which I think goes to say a lot about moose. Great question. Currently, there are no animals, but we will add the wombat before the stream ends because I'm really excited about that. We're going to do wombat, koala, platypus, which is a really random assortment of animals. Don't ask because I don't know why. They're all small. That's why. It's because they're all like relatively small, so it's easier to work with their footprint and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of ideas. Originally, I wanted to do like a saltwater crocodile habitat as well, but the issue I'm running into with that is they require a lot more space. Okay, I think from a climbing structure, lots of things to do. So here's the issue, and you will hear this in the speed build for this this house. If we slowly head our way over here, it is franchise mode, yeah. This is our oceanic expansion area with our quokka. Just about everything that we needed. Our North Island brown kiwi, our Tasmanian, flying fox, and some penguins. Yeah, our little penguins. So I admit that we are building an Australian house not near the Australian section, but I guess like you could say like this is all Australian, with the exception of this North American or this meerkat habitat. So lots of so yeah, so that is the crux of the issue, but I like to think that this is more of like exotic animal, not that like all the other animals are not exotic, because they are definitely exotic, but we have like our down under building, which is like more traditional Australian architecture. But also keep in mind that like when I started at Cedarbrook Park Zoo, I think it was just a different style of building, and I think it definitely improved significantly since then. I have to be careful with the this bush. I definitely want to add some exhibits. When I planned it, I didn't plan very well for exhibits, to be entirely honest. But like I sketched out the entire building originally, and there was a plan for saltwater crocodile right around here. And the idea was that they were going to be kind of like connected to this little pool of water, which will be part of the platypus habitat. So our platypuses will platypusi. I don't know. Anyway, the platypus will be able to swim between the two areas here. And then I was going to have like an implied entrance for the crocodiles, but obviously changed my mind last minute, which is par for the course when it comes to building in this game for me. It's such an off-putting green for a fern. You know what? I agree. There are a lot more. I think the Oceania pack was really nice to see that come through and kind of share some additional love for the Australian or oceanic area. it's surprising how much like how fast time goes by when you're kind of like building a Planet Zoo. That's for sure. Hey, Tiffany, welcome to the stream. How could you forget those guys? Come on, Bacon. Oh, I hope, this is me speaking personally, not speaking on behalf of what probably will come. I would love to see some more love thrown towards South America. But I also feel I'm a little biased, more so because I'm currently building in South America. It just, there's not a lot of Latin American animals in the grand scheme of things. That's my belief anyway. But like then again, like I'll just be happy with whatever they provide, to be honest. I'm a simple guy with simple loves, simple things that I love, and a lot of them are just animals. So if this was the last pack, not saying that I believe it's the last DLC pack coming for Planet Zoo, what would you guys like to see? Okay, Howler Monkey. That would be really cool. I haven't played a whole lot with the monkeys, so I'm a little kind of I think the Capucha monkey was the first monkey I've ever added to the to any of my zoos, to be honest. Perhaps a little too green over on this side. I've made a commitment to myself. I made a promise to myself when it comes to building a Planet Zoo that I really need to slow it down when it comes to foliage. So I'm trying to take like a lot more time when it comes to like working within these areas. You know what I actually you know what I wouldn't mind seeing as a second game, like as a third game coming out? Jurassic World Evolution. I would love to see another game for Jurassic World, but like more in the style of Planet Zoo where you have more freeform to build. I realize it'll never happen because you have to like work within the confines. It's meant to be a console game, so you have to be more console friendly. But I think Planet Zoo really kind of showed that there might be some, you know, it could use something like that. Oh, 100%. I just want it to be like Planet Zoo when it comes to building. I don't want to have it like where you can paint, like include the paint tools, but I like how Prehistoric Kingdom kind of put it all together, which is you have your paint tools when it comes to laying down foliage and stuff like that, but you also have the option to place down your own foliage, like little bits. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah, no, I feel it. Like, I wanted to do a series on Jurassic World Evolution as well. I thought it'd be really cool, but it's doesn't hit the same as like as Planet Zoo for me. Like Planet Zoo, you can go in and like you have ample of like so much time and what you can put into this game, and no zoo is going to be the same unless you build it the same. Whereas in Jurassic World, like all the buildings are the same. You only have so many options to choose from. And I realize like they're working within certain confines, so I'm okay with that. But it's would have been really cool. Okay, rate this habitat as it stands right now. How's it looking? Like on a scale of 1 to 10. Sometimes I just play Jurassic World Evolution 2 just for the sake of seeing how like the animals interact with humans. I'm not gonna lie. I may or may not just let dinosaurs loose in my parks sometimes. It's a little flat. Yeah, 100% train paint. So let's try to whip some of this up right now. Definitely higher than 1 out of 10. Okay, yeah. So that's good. I think we're moving in the right direction. Um, you're not going to see anything on the screen for a few seconds, and I do apologize. Hey, Primal, welcome. I'm gonna do something. Oh no, I don't have to do it. I actually already have it. Hang on. This will look. I think this will help it a lot as well. It's not going to be this one. It's going to be more. It's going to be more like grassland, but we'll do some murals, something like that. Because I look at like the construction menu for the Australian pack, it's just not. There's not a lot in it. We can do something pretty wild, actually. You can do something like this. Oh, I kind of like this in the background, though. So that's how it looks like from this side. And it looks pretty good from the outside too. I think it's coming along. Now, how could we spruce up the... Now, how could we spruce this up, actually? We could do something similar like this. Let's make sure it doesn't do that. That doesn't look half bad. And then if we were to add a little bit of like something to the wall behind it, we could do something like this. We could do something pretty fun. I'm thinking something like this. I'm pretty amazed by myself. I don't know how I feel. I kind of like this. Okay, yeah. So like add maybe add some hanging plants or something like that, like eucalyptus. I would just wanted a hanging plant, but okay. Or what if we did... So we have nice like vegetative growth areas on the top, and then they can kind of like, maybe we can fit in some hanging stuff. Those are just koalas for you. They don't care. They just want their eucalyptus. Come on. Yeah, I think we might just keep them as sunshades. I like the idea of having like a vegetative growth on the top though, so it kind of adds into like the whole like green space. They would also work as a great way to absorb a lot of carbon dioxide. It gets away from like a flat box, which I kind of like. No, it's not for them to climb on. It's more just for like more just to add something to the top a little bit, as opposed to just having like a regular. Maybe we can get rid of it. I'll think about it. And then if we wanted to add some more to this side, what we could do is something very similar to what we did over here. we can have like a faux entrance. And that could lead to the backstage area. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll do something very similar to what we have over here. And then we can add a koala sign. Yeah, I think for me, like this just adds a little bit of extra. It gets away from that because it literally just a brick wall, which is kind of boring. And I don't want to do another mural because we did a mural over there. I feel like that might be cheating a little bit. So instead, maybe add these and then I'll whip something together on the wall. But what we can do to kind of get away from the idea that it just like leads to another empty space over here is we can create a. Thinking of doing something like this. And then what we can do is we can also add like a second door up here. Now this is just going to be like a shell, so it's all going to be like a facade, just to draw the eye away from the area. And then maybe, hear me out, what kind of wood do you guys think that is? Maybe we do stained timber. Thanks for stopping by, Penguin. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. Um, and then what we can do is kind of make like a fake upstairs area. Tree kangaroo does seem like the most popular. I've seen that called out a few times in the chat. So maybe I wish you know what, I wish we had the ability to influence what we're gonna get. You know, be like some big shot YouTube streamer and just be like, we need a tree kangaroo. That's the dream. Birds 100%. I don't think we'll get it in Planet Zoo 1. I think Planet Zoo 2 is when they'll enact the like legit birds. Very much money. I think it's very much like a monetary aspect of it. They're just gonna milk the fact that they can get as much money from Planet Zoo as possible, and I don't blame them for doing that. Like it is a legitimate, smart reason to do it. Yeah, so actually, instead of doing a beam, here's what I was thinking of doing. I realized I just went through this entire trouble of placing down these like really cool blocks at the bottom, and I'm not even going to use them. Oh, gosh. And then now what we can do, only because we're not in a habitat anymore, is we can actually place down whatever plant we want. Ghost immediately place down the same plant I've been placing for the last little while. There. A nice little planter box. I mean, like, for a habitat for the koala, it doesn't look half bad, right? Kind of has that Australian mix. It kind of continues that whole like facade of like fake buildings and stuff like that all the way through, and then we can have our entrance out of the house right here, and then that does leave us room, admittedly, for a small habitat like right here. So we maybe have it kind of come out a little bit and then wrap around. Thanks. It's probably my favorite animal house that I've ever done, and I've done not a lot. Maybe we do something a little different in the center, as opposed to like just like this regular kind of generic looking building. Yeah. Me and Ansel just don't go together very well. That's for real. All right, let's see what we can do from a wall perspective for the koala habitat. Could add some corrugated sheet metal. I mean, like that's not too bad. Upload it to this workshop and just get Blob to take the photos for me. Okay, we could do something like this. It's called SRC. Okay, I kind of actually like the way this looks, and then everything needs some type of border. So what if we did... I would consider it an honor if you just took photos of my builds, let's be real. How are you feeling though, Blob? You know what, that actually doesn't look half bad. Oh, you know what I could do? Okay, that actually, you know what? That doesn't look half bad. Okay. We're good from there. So what else can we add to this wall? Oh, you know what we could do? We could continue this. And then just maybe change up the colors? Yeah, she's barking at the door. I'm surprised you guys can hear that, actually. She's all the way upstairs. Okay. That doesn't look half bad. Maybe the green and the light blue is just a little too similar. But no, we have to go with colors closer to what we have on the wall. Add more red and yellow. We got the yellow. Let's see about the red. Okay, so do maybe something like this. Bob, I think you're right. But hang on, just before we go through with this color, only because we won't be able to change it off easily. We'll go with a lighter green on the bottom. Oh, Liz, while you're here, the other day we were talking about London, and I have fantastic news. So, London Virgin Hotels is opening up a London branch, which means my wife is more inclined to go to London now. It does look a lot better. And maybe we can kind of play around with the color up here a little bit. So what if we did that? Hey, Sparrow. So what if we did something like that? So we have two-tone colors. We have our overhanging sunshade, some additional more Australian-themed sunshades, lots of climbing structures. Need to maybe work a little bit more on the foliage, though. I think it's coming together. I think the last thing we really have to kind of work on, and I'm going to work on my inner blob here and come up with some great foliage. Oh, heat lamps? I never even thought of that. Okay, hang on. One thing at a time here. You guys all have amazing ideas, and it's making this habitat just really pop together. First things first, let's finish up on our foliage here in the background. We need to move this because it's going to be the entrance to the habitat. Get rid of these for now. Oh, you know what? Instead of doing that, we could do... Oh, I can't because I haven't unlocked it yet. Indoors, I think it makes sense because it adds a lot to the theme of the Australian house, which is why I'm okay using it. I don't think I've ever actually utilized legitimate sunshades in this game. I think I've made everything myself. I wouldn't call myself the king of sunshades. I'm positive there's much better sunshade artists out there. Again, I think you guys are just inflating my ego here. I'm like an amateur sunshade artist. I would accept that. No, it doesn't matter how much I try to get rid of it. It's there for life. It's okay. It just lives with me for the rest of my life. That's all I'm taking away from this. It is a little dry looking, so maybe we can add a little bit of pop of color here and there. Like so. Oh god, you know what I forgot to put in this habitat? So I need your help on this one because I'm not the greatest at building climbing structures and stuff like this. This feeding platform, can we have it hanging up in the air? Like if I were to put it up here, would it still work? Like I just want a regular feeding platform. Why does it have to be huge? Yeah, so it has to be on the ground then. Just seems so weird. Why is it 3 meters? Oh, whatever. We can stick it in the back here. Good enough. See, that's so stupid. Like, why does it have to be? It has to be a 3-meter habitat. Like, why? Why you gotta be like this? Hey, Penguin, welcome back. There we go. Hey, Sparrow. Yeah, I've seen that where they kind of just drop all the food on the ground and then they kind of walk away. I feel in Oasis Zoo, I'd created that giraffe habitat, and I made like the entranceway for them so small that they actually couldn't get all the way in. So they would walk in, dump the food in the entrance, and then walk away. I think it's as long as there's food on the ground, they don't even have to eat it. They'll just it'll be utilized automatically, which is kind of like a weird distinction, which I kind of get it. Yo, that looks so... I'm kind of digging how this is kind of all coming together. I I stutter from time to time on certain words. I repeat them. I don't know why. Um, kind of is definitely one of them. It's a yeah. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. It's just something that happens. I've always stuttered on certain words. It's why I don't try to use the word kinda in my language, in my vocabulary. Okay, I really like the idea of doing a heat lamp. I say a all the time at the end of my sentences. I don't think I realized it until somebody commented on it in a video. Wow, it is Canadian. 100% stereotypical Canadian. Who's excited for the building challenge right now? You guys are like twins. So I'll know I use this light. This would act as the heat lamp. I kind of want to put a cover over top of it. Go something like that. Yeah, actually, this is on me. So I actually didn't test to see whether or not I could record. So lately, GeForce has been kind of not very happy with me when I try to pull up Pinterest on a different screen, and it'll stop me from recording on another screen. So I have to go back and see if this is actually recording. I wonder if there's an alternative. I really like this lamp. See, it's so weird. I don't know what it is. It's like, here's this amazing tool for you to come up with all these amazing items and ideas, but if you want to record at the same time, you're not allowed to. No, my computer just hates me. It's recently started doing that ever since an update a few weeks ago. And it usually, like, I have to restart my computer in order to get it to work, which is very frustrating. Why did I just do that? Yeah, but now I have to restart my computer to fix it, which is like, I get the idea of stopping you from recording, 100%. I understand that. But now I have to restart my computer in order to be able to continue to record. And I found out after I'd started the live stream. Okay, so from a heat lamp perspective, how does this look? I don't know how I like that. So instead, let's cheat a little bit. Cheating is such a strong word. What did they do to make this? Okay, hang on. So this is from the workshop. So we have LED sign base, gutters. Ah, stone bowl. I never thought of doing that. So there's this one, but they also have another one, which is actually a wall-based one. The plate piece from the African theme. Like the decorative plate? Can you color all of it? Oh my god, it is FlexiColor. Huh. We can do the conservation wicker around it. That'll add a little bit of extra protection. I think for the sake of this build, I think maybe we'll go with it the way it is. But before I forget, let's we'll add in the pool of water. Okay. The next step in the interior, in this habitat build, is going to be the most amazing piece in the world, the most useful piece in the world when it comes to building a Planet Zoo. I think if you put anything in the Arctic, it's going to be called polar. I've definitely seen some pretty crazy builds with the from the console community ever since they added in the faux rocks. Two orange. Oh. Okay, that's better. Okay, I think from a habitat exterior perspective, which is like the habitat that's going to be facing the guests, I think we're pretty set. But what that does mean is I said before the end of this stream, we would add in our wombats. Pretty sure I have wombats somewhere in here. Oh, they're right in the front. There we go. So let's move them. Let's see if they are happy with our new habitat build. There is a path. All right, let's see if it's worked. We're still not done yet. We still have a lot of lighting that we have to do in here, but welcome to Down Under. I have this cool concept for lights in the ceiling. Let's see if I can make it really quickly. I see these in airports all the time because it's an ingenious way of redirecting light. This actually works perfectly. So how they redirect light in like large buildings and stuff like that. So they'll often have like these like reflective surfaces. It would kind of look like it would actually kind of look like this. It's a little too big, but you would have this, and then what we would do is you would take a light, and instead of having it shine down on the habit, like into the building itself, what you do is you actually have it shine into the reflector, so it maximizes your lumens. Oh, did you not see the plaza? But yeah, so anyway, this is how they light up like large areas, because it would hit this and then it would reflect back in, and it's kind of like a subtle way without having necessarily lights on somebody, which is, I thought, really cool. But yeah, so this is our entrance plaza to our Australian section. We did get rid of our food court because it was not a very good food court, and I'll be the first person to admit that. Sometimes you just gotta say it doesn't look so good. So this is my way of saying it doesn't look so good. I was wondering why they were going in there, because there's no animals. They're going to the washroom. So I'm thinking we're gonna replace this with a much better looking food court, and I'm thinking like Starbucks style, to be honest with you. I saw there's a Starbucks that looks really cool near my house that I really want to kind of utilize as the inspiration for it, which I'm kind of I'm hoping for. Education not so good, but everything else really well. That's unintended. I have to add in some barriers to get them to stop doing that. All right, space is a premium, but I think it's a small price to pay. We just need a little bit of long grass. There we go. Look at him. He's so happy. Let me get my free conservation credits. It is a little dark in here, though, eh? Oh, thank you. I thought I did. I have to redo the image. It's I had to blow it up a little bit, so it's kind of it's lost a lot of its detail. But oh my god, I think they're so happy in their new habitat. It's always so nice when you kind of You're making fun of how I say A, Lynn? I feel personally attacked. Yeah, I'm upset that like from a we're missing out on like 55 meters of area. But I think it's a small price to pay. Really only wanted 2 wombats tops, so like this works out really well. Now, let's just try this out. So if we were to add in, let's see if it's large enough for them. Okay. Okay, let's see this. Koala's not big on the market, eh? There it was again. So not going to stay in the habitat, but we'll see how it kind of turns out. And before we forget, because I will. I didn't realize, Sparrow, you watched football, Sparrow. Or did you watch it more so because it's because he was playing? Alright, where are our koalas? Slowly coming. I actually don't know why I say A. It bothers me that people call me out on it. I actually got some really good feedback on the last episode that I uploaded, which has made me go back and rethink how I do my voiceovers as well. Somebody called me out for another word I use a lot of. Why are you stuck in here? Actually, for me, it's hockey right now. For those who don't know, how did you make your way in here? Oh, our koalas are here. Not a lot of space, but we can make up for that. We can make up for because we have to create a backstage room, so we can come up with 20 meters of space in the backstage room. Coincidentally enough, they actually don't require a backstage room, more so because they have this. This counts as one, like this counts as a hard shelter, which is really cool. Not a lot of space. Sometimes I wonder, there is a mod that actually modifies, it changes up the space requirements and stuff like that, which I kind of like. Okay, there we go. Now we can send these guys back to the trade center for now. That's one. Where's the other? Who else has come to visit? Lately, I've been seeing so many people from like the community visiting the zoo, which is always really fun to see. All right, I think from a build perspective, I'm really happy with how this is kind of coming together. Now, the next question we have to kind of figure out is what do we want to put. So we can kind of follow the same process that we've been following for a while now, which is kind of keep this elevated roof in the same. But I also kind of want to put something in the center that will draw the eye and then kind of like break it up. So what I was thinking maybe is that we could do like not have like a solid roof, like nothing like this. Like we don't necessarily need to do. Instead of doing it like this. Although we could actually do something like that. It doesn't look half bad. It's a shame because we lose out on all that natural light. So what do you guys think? What do we think we can put in the roof that will kind of help to mask a lot of the the glass, because it is a lot of glass in the center, which I don't know how I feel. We can maybe do like a kind of like a little tower, raise it up a little bit. But I think corrugated iron. Let's see how that looks. You know what we could do? Now that I'm thinking about it, we could do something like... And then we could kind of just like work our way all the way up again. Yeah, I don't know. It might be, maybe we just do like 2 little islands to break it up, which I think might actually work really well. So that might be a perfect way of doing it. Now, that being said, it's been 2 hours, which is usually how long I want to stream for. And truthfully, I told my wife I would go somewhere with her at 1 o'clock, so we're a little past 1 my time. So I do need to run, but I do want to say thank you so much. I don't know if I could have built this this really awesome. Oh, I kind of like the way this looks. Fabric banners, having the white fabric banners across the roof, I think that would work. So we could keep the glass, but then have some fabric banners acting as a sunshade to kind of alleviate some of the heat from the direct sun. But I just got to say, I love this. Yeah, no, 100%. I love the idea. It's not a real outing. We're going to go buy wine. We have to go buy more wine. I whispered that because I don't want her to hear me say that. I really love how this looks. Hang on. Sorry, I'm taking some screenshots. All right. I just like the way that the shadows, like you can see the trees on the shadows. Oh man, that's so cool. Now what we'll also do, what I plan on doing is kind of continuing this rock. So I'm gonna have this rock come out a little bit more, and then we're gonna put some foliage in the front. $13.15, $2.15, $1.15, $1.15. Hang on. Let's play around with the time. Let's see how this looks in different time. We'll just have to switch over to sandbox mode. The game takes significantly longer to load now, though. We're on a trek for wine this afternoon is what we're doing. Our local LCBO, which is like where we buy all of our wine, does not have it, so we have to drive to another one. It's kind of overcast here as well, so it's not like we're doing a whole lot. So okay, so you said 13:15 is your favorite time. Yeah, it does. You get like a lot of nice color, but I'm just gonna say, let's get rid of No clouds. Thank you so much. I'm actually I'm really over the moon with how it's kind of coming around. I don't know. There's just something about this with like the shadows and the sun off in the distance that just looks amazing. Yeah, the Ontario and Canada in general, I feel, has a really weird relationship with alcohol. Um, Things I don't necessarily, I don't drink a whole lot, to be honest. But some people definitely enjoy it. Well, thank you very much, everybody. I think it's coming along really much faster than I expected it to be. To be honest with you, um, which is all thanks to you guys. So we'll continue on the journey. We're gonna close this off, and you know what I'm thinking now that actually as I'm doing this, what if we did something like this? At the rate I'm going, I'm never gonna leave. So I'm thinking we could do something like this for this backstage area. And then we can have like some windows. We can have, we'll just carry over this window right here. Letting in all that natural light. And it gets away from having just like a plain old slanted wall. Food for thought. But I am actually going to say enough is enough. I'm going to say this is the end. We are done for the day. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Honestly, we built something really cool, and this is all thanks to you guys. So it is a huge thank you. Now, in terms of live streams, we're going to be doing these live streams a lot more because I'm having a lot of fun with it. And it seems to me that like whenever I'm on a live stream, I build so much better. And I think maybe it's because you guys are all here to help me out, and I really appreciate that. So expect more live streams on a regular basis, including, depending on how I can swing it, during the week as well. Maybe a little bit later in the afternoon, though. But that is it for today. I'm going to drop some photos in the Discord community. For those who are not part of the community, think about joining, because it's a great way for you guys to talk more Planet Zoo, among other games. But you can also share your builds as well, and you can talk about all the really cool things that you built. So I definitely encourage you guys to head on over and join. You know what? Sometimes the chat is all about randomness. It doesn't have to be about you don't have to come here to hang out with me. You can come here to hang out with everybody. So that is totally fine. No need to apologize in any way. This is more so for us to come together as a community to build and plan a zoo, talk about animals, and learn some more. I know with Alfred, talking about possums and stuff like that, I know I learned a lot more today. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out, and expect more of these, because it's a fun time. It's working out really well. So with that, I am gonna say that is it. I will, before I forget, drop a link to the Discord in the chat. So if anybody wants to join, they are more than welcome to do so. Now the $1 million question is, I always struggle to find out where I have it saved. There we go. Welcome to join the Discord at any time. So if anybody is looking to hang out and talk more Planet Zoo, by all means, come and hang out. Other than that, that is it. I am good for the day. I am done. But again, expect some more photos. I'll probably pop on later tonight and play some more Planet Zoo for sure. Hopefully finish off this koala habitat and try to salvage some of this recording, because I'm hoping that I have a recording somewhere saved. That would be swell if I could find it. Otherwise, I just want to say again, thank you so much, and as always, ciao for now, everybody.